Hi, I'm Polly Jean Harrison with the Fintech Times and I'm here at Innovate Finance Global Summit. Would you like to introduce yourself for us, please?
Hi, I'm Rob Brockington, the CEO of Claro Money.
And how are you enjoying the event so far?
It's been good. Yeah, it's been good. We are down in the lower levels in the basement, so it's good to come up and get some light or whatever. But yeah, it's been very busy actually.
Amazing, great to hear. And so how much, in your opinion, does consumer demand impact fintech?
I think a lot, right? If you look at after COVID, right, the demand or the awareness of people who needed to take control of their money a bit more, or who had been significantly impacted by something financially during that period. I think the kind of the growth in download of fintech apps after that period was like 3x what it was before, right? So I think clearly something like that, which can showcase this immediate demand or change in behavior, you know, it's evident that there's a big impact. I think changes in behavior related to like big things that are happening are clear. I think there's another way to look at it in terms of, you know, the need versus the demand, right? So it's an interesting thing to see like what people really want, you know, seem to be things like buy now, pay later and other ways to borrow money. And then things that people need, or maybe need is not the right word, but things that people that are kind of preference or guidance or best practice, things like pensions, end up being things that, you know, almost have to be government enforced, right? So you got this like balance of like the kind of short-term gratification demands versus the long-term kind of planned safety net, as it were. So I think there's like a real difference in terms of how fintech serves the demand. And from what I can see, actually, from both those examples, there's loads of great products and companies popping up. So, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And I feel like something we're hearing a lot about at the moment is sort of, you know, sustainability and climate change and that sort of thing. What role should fintechs be playing in sustainability?
I think every company at this point has some role to play in sustainability. I think from a fintech perspective, you know, fintech has this ability to be agile, to look at user problems that big companies like banks don't necessarily see, and, you know, exploit those in new ways, right? Working with regulation. I think when it comes to sustainability, I guess it's a lot easier for a smaller company to act sustainably just generally. But, you know, when it comes to putting out new products, for example, there's maybe currently less favorable sustainable options, purely, in my opinion, because of awareness and education. So I think that from a fintech perspective, being a big part of this educational journey around not just sustainability, but the products that can be sustainable, I think that's the issue. You know, for investing, for example, a lot of people are not even comfortable enough to actually invest, let alone do they even think about a sustainable investment. Yeah. So I think like overcoming that initial barrier is one of the things that, you know, fintech should be taking hold of and pushing forward, to actually provide the education first and then kind of build in sustainability into that conversation.
Yeah, amazing for sure. And so what are your thoughts on sort of more collaboration? Because again, another sort of hot topic at the moment, collaboration, partnership. Is that key for the growth of the industry, do you think?
I think so, yeah. If you look historically, you know, big banks many years ago lived in this very isolated competitive world, right, where it was each individual kind of entity fighting against others. There were collaborations, especially at the institutional level, in terms of investments, but I think now you have this such kind of like open land of many different smaller, middle-sized and large entities trying to solve very similar problems. And there's like huge benefit to the collaboration between many of those partners. We're speaking to several partners at the moment, some big older companies and some young smaller companies, to try and help us achieve our goals of, you know, providing the right products within our service. So I think it's key, right? If everyone just does everything themselves, then you're going to have like 100 fintech apps on your phone to actually be able to get to the services, and that's probably not a great user experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess finally, sort of in your opinion, what's the future of the industry looking like? Where are things going? What do you think?
I think there's a really, really positive shift for everything to become incredibly digital. Like the old financial world is kind of painfully administrative, and there's been some awesome advancements over the last 10 years to make that change. Potentially controversially, I feel like that's going to continue, which is a positive thing.
Yeah.
But I do, like, you see banks closing branches, you see a lot of the kind of quite big and bold moves being made now to this digital experience. And, as a fintech CEO, I believe in that. But I do also think that the education piece that we talked about a minute ago, there's a big part of that that involves some form of human, experience. And I think what we'll probably see is a huge shift to the digital, and then maybe a drop and a backlash to the, to that personal side coming back again. I hope that's what we see, because I think if it comes completely digital, it becomes very difficult to perform education in the right way. So yeah, that's what I think.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really great to chat.
No worries. Thank you.